Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. It's been a rough couple of days. I'm not a big birthday guy. I hate thinking about how old I'm getting. You start getting to be my age, you start seeing people disappear. And you start thinking about your own mortality, and that's one of the reasons why I'm just not a real big birthday guy. And then Sunday night, seeing Dak get hurt, that was really traumatic for me. That literally, I mean, I've seen people hurt before, but that one felt almost personal. And so yesterday and today was kind of like that mourning period. I know Dak's going to be back. Dak's going to be back. Dak will be fine. But to know that the guy who hasn't missed a game in 4.25 years, it's been a long time since somebody else has started. It's just kind of like a shock. And I think I think I'm still in a bit of shock that I still can't believe that he's not going to be starting. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. Sometimes I wonder why I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, because it seems like it's a one-way relationship sometimes, where you got that woman that you're always trying to do everything for and trying to please her and try and make everything good. You go that extra mile and stuff, and it just doesn't seem reciprocated. It just seems like your heart just keeps getting broken left and right and stuff, but you still are loyal and still love that woman. Maybe it's like an addiction or something, because you shouldn't have to go through this much abuse and this much ups and downs. It's just hard when you love something like this. With the Dallas Cowboys, I hate to say this, but I always feel like Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, I don't, a lot of you guys don't watch or didn't watch Charlie Brown because you're too young. But Charlie Brown always had Lucy as the holder for the football. And what Lucy would always do as Charlie Brown is about to kick the football, she'd pull that football over and he would just flip over and over and over again. Boom, fall out on the ground. And that's what it's like being a Cowboy fan, because, you looked at it, you said, we got Zeke in training camp this year, he looks like he's in great shape. We got rid of Jason Garrett, so maybe, we're going to have a new offense, because Mike McCarthy, he's worked with Aaron Rodgers. He's worked with Joe Montana and Brett Favre, He'll be able to do miracles with Dak Prescott, We got this great offensive line. We got D-Law, who's hangry. We're bringing in some free agents that have been successful other places. We got Jalen Smith, one of the best young linebackers. And we got a wolf hunter out there. A wolf hunter, Man, we got that. And you looked at the receivers. We got the most dynamic player in the draft, wide receiver-wise. Man, we get the talking heads out there making us think that, hey, it's going to be different this time. You got a lot of talent. You got a great coach. Man, you guys are going places. Like that relationship. Like, oh, honey, honey, I love you. You the one. Yeah. You think, yeah, it's different this time. And then the next thing you know, she's over there hitting on your buddy. The fudge? What the? But that's the life we choose to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. Now, the crazy thing is, it's almost comical because the late night hype show's on right now, but I want to get my video in. And Le'Veon Bell was just released by the Jets about an hour ago. Le'Veon Bell, who held out because he wanted more money and things, thought he'd get a better deal. In the end, lost out, took less money than he could have had playing in Pittsburgh, having chances of going to the playoffs to go to the Jets, and literally down the toilet. Career, down the toilet. Jets tried to trade him last year to the trading deadline, tried to trade him this year, and everybody's like, thanks, but no thanks. The funny thing was, as I'm watching the late night hype crew, nothing but the best, Big Game James, and Young Skywalker. Somebody tweeted in there, should we go after Le'Veon Bell? Ooh. Yeah. And that's when you realize a lot of the fan base has no clue. They're going off of just a name. So as I've gone through the last couple of days of mourning here and realizing the season isn't the season that I wanted, it's the season that we deserve. And as Bill Parcells says, you are what your record says you are. It is now time for me put my support behind Andy Dalton in the same way that I put my support behind Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, I would always in the offseason question everything he did, but I would always hope when it came season time that maybe I'd be wrong about Jason Garrett and that this year, this time, Lucy won't pull the football away. Because he's wearing a star. Because it's bigger than just one player. It's bigger than Tony Romo. It's bigger than Dak Prescott. It's about the team. And that's hard because you are such a big fan of Dak Prescott. So you want to see Dak succeed. You see the love for him on that team. You see the commitment from him literally after snapping his leg, banging it on the ground, trying to put it back in place. But this is now, for 2020, it's Andy Dalton's team. Andy Dalton, right now, is my quarterback. I hope the best for Andy Dalton. I hope he can do some great things. I hope he can get us some victories. Because that's what it's about when you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. It's not about not liking Dak Prescott. It's not saying, oh, now Dak's gone. I can't root for the Cowboys because the Cowboys are bigger than any one player. Again, it's a team, and we want to see our team succeed. So I'm going to put my effort behind that. I think the Dallas Cowboys will evolve some things with Andy Dalton. And sometimes through adversity, when you're forced to change what you're doing, sometimes you end up coming out better on the other side. When you go through that bad relationship, with that one where it's all one-sided and you've done all the work and everything else trying to keep it together and you still get dogged, when you get into the other side and you find that person that's your true partner, that cares about your feelings and your needs, and it's a two-way street where you're both taking care of each other. That past relationship is beneficial because it teaches you to appreciate what you got now. Because without the bad times, we don't know what the good times are. And that's all I got to say about that. Andy, tomorrow, you get on the field as the starter for the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. America's team that's been letting us down for a while. I want you to think about all of those players that were there before you that made America's team. And as you play, as you work, think about all of those guys looking down on you. And make sure you don't let them down. Go Andy. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, by the way, shout out. I remember at the draft, I met this guy. He brought his tractor from his tractor trailer to our tailgate that we had there. And I got to actually see the inside. I was like, man, this is a nice apartment. Shit, this is better than a tiny home. And he was one of the guys that said, man, I wish you would do a podcast so that way it's easier when I'm driving. And I know like my man Jet D is, goes visit his family in Pennsylvania and stuff and is on those long rides and stuff. People say, hey, I'd rather have a podcast than a video. Well, with the help of Michael Anthony Fitness, and make sure you subscribe to his channel, check him out. He works hard. He's definitely got some videos that you'll laugh about with Rashid. He actually got me set up to be able to convert my videos into podcasts. So we're going to be putting our live streams on Spotify, Cowboy Joe Boo. The link is actually in the community tab. And I'm working on trying for us to be able to do like a video get well card. I've got a person I'm talking to right now about that. And I'm looking for some ideas from you guys on what to do or what we should say. So leave something in the comments if you're interested in being part of it. Other than that, I'm going to go back and see Buffalo getting their butts handed to them by Tennessee, a team that's only had 2 practices in the last 16 days. Go figure, the NFL. It's a week-to-week league, which is why you can't give up on the Cowboys. Can't do that. You get a win against the Cardinals, all of a sudden things look a whole lot different. I'll see you later.